Hey guys, it's Katie, and we have been cloth diapering Alice now for an entire year. I wanted to share some of the lessons we've learned during that time. For every cloth diapering family out there is a different cloth diapering story and a different set of tricks and tips, but here are some of ours. So in this first year, I estimate we have spent a total of only about $350 on diaper supplies. That does not include laundry costs, but because we have a high efficiency washer and dryer and we do line dry a lot, our utility bills for this year compared to last year are almost identical. So we have not had a real increase in the amount of electricity or the amount of water we've used in washing our diapers. We chose cloth diapering primarily for the cost savings, and we did go about the cheapest route you can go. So a lot of people will spend more upfront than we did, but this is what's worked for us. So the majority of our stash, I think maybe 90%, 85 or 90% of our stash is Prefolds and covers. And that's my first tip. Prefolds can work for you, believe it. They may not be quite as easy as like an all-in-one or a pocket diaper. They may not be quite as cute, but they are totally functional. I can count the number of leaks we've had on one hand in a year's time. And like I said, they're really inexpensive. You don't have to spend $10, $15, $20 or more on just one diaper, on pocket diapers or all-in-ones. You can do it a whole lot cheaper by doing Prefolds. Especially if you or your partner is going to be staying at home and it's going to be the primary diaper changer. It can really, get your system down. You don't have to deal with teaching different people, sitters and daycare workers, how to use the diapers. Prefolds, we will do it again, hopefully, the same way. My next tip is definitely do cloth wipes. If you're going to cloth diaper, it is really worth it. You're already doing laundry. You already have your wet bag or your pail or whatever with your laundry in it. It is so easy to just incorporate cloth wipes into your routine, not have to buy them, not have to have the chemicals of disposables. So, very, very simple. You can make your own. I really think this is the way to go. You can, again, spend a lot of money on cute wipes that are different patterns and colors and textures, but you can also just buy flannel, cut it into squares, and if you can zigzag stitch around the border, or someone who can for you, just to keep it from fraying, these will work perfectly fine. Also like thin terry cloth, like a bath towel, for just if you want a thicker wipe, that'll work perfectly great. My third tip is don't underestimate the power of extra rinses in your laundry cycle. If you're having issues with buildup, ammonia smells, staining, anything like that, give it a couple extra rinses. We have really hard water, and I've tried different detergents, and I've tried stripping diapers different ways. Really what solves some of those issues for us has just been adding an extra rinse after the wash cycle. That's a pretty easy thing to try and see if that'll be your fix too. A big lesson learned this year is that a diaper sprayer is well worth the money. We spent about $40 on ours, and let me tell you, it has just been such a time saver. It's been so much less mess and just really a worthwhile investment for us. We did not start using it until Alice was about 7 months old, and that's when she was eating enough solid food to really make a difference in her diapers. So I don't think that's something you necessarily need in the beginning, especially if you're breastfeeding. Before Alice was eating solid foods, I didn't need to have an extra step to rinse the diapers in any way. But from the 7-month mark on, it's really been worth every penny. I would say it's a good idea, if this is your first time cloth diapering, to try both snaps and velcro closures on your covers or your diapers, because you may be surprised at what you like. We do use pocket diapers when we're out and about and overnight. And initially I had bought mostly snaps because they sort of go the distance. They last longer and have less maintenance. So that was my reasoning early on. But I got a freebie diaper that was velcro, and then I realized that in the middle of the night that was really easy for us. And Mike prefers the velcro to, having to count snaps and stuff. So I didn't think that we were going to use velcro or hook and loop diapers, but it turns out that we really like them. So I'd say give yourself a chance to try a few different things, a few different brands, and you can always sell what you don't like. The resale market for cloth diapers is great. Over this first year, like I said, we have had almost no issues with leaks. We have had issues with ammonia buildup just once. I strip the diapers about maybe once a month. I've only had to strip the Prefolds twice in a year's time, but the pocket diapers and the microfiber, the synthetic fiber stuff, I do have to strip a little bit more often. But since we use them pretty infrequently, it does take a while, for them to get enough use to really need a strip. We have also really not had any diaper rash issues. Anytime Alice has had a little bit of redness, I have used this Grandma L's ointment, and the diaper rash clears up like within less than a day, probably a matter of hours. So really for us in this first year, cloth diapering has been a win-win. We've saved a ton of money, we've reduced our environmental impact, we've exposed Alice to fewer chemicals. We will definitely be cloth diapering through her second year. I really couldn't see it any other way. I'll link to some of my previous cloth diaper updates below, and if there are any questions I missed, feel free to ask. Thanks for watching.